Dead men tell no tales. Welcome back, everybody, to Final Fantasy V. So last time we left off in a ship graveyard, as one would do. I'm not asking for it to make sense, I'm just telling you that it makes sense as far as game context. If that doesn't make sense to you, well, go stand on your head? I don't know. So hopefully everybody has had a good week. I apologize for this getting up late, but it's been a busy week for me, so it's taken me a while to actually get to recording. I'm not going to go into too many details, but I got into a little bit of an auto accident last week, and I've been dealing with my car, so unfortunately it is kind of down for the count. So yeah, it's just taken me a while to get here, so hopefully everything is good. We are still making our way through the ship graveyard. Oh, and what's this? Apparently if you open a chest, it unlocks the rest of the ship. Who knew? You know, if I'd been given a tip, then that'd be fine. I actually think this is pretty close to the end of this ship graveyard. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to go over to this beach area, and what happens here? Huh. I've got a bad feeling about this, Chewie. No, not... Boko's not with you. There's no Chewie parts. Barts, come to me. Mother! Oh, I'm sorry. Mother! Your mom has green hair? Oh, and what's this? Okay, that sprite's familiar. What's going on here? Over here, daughter. Father! Rena? Oh. Okay, that's confusing. Oh, and who are you? Grandpa, over here! Who are you? I just can't remember, baby. Yeah, remember, he's Lando. Oh, it looks like they're taking their souls. Your soul is mine. Ghost lady. Prepare yourselves to have your life force drained and become one of us. One of us. One of us. Who the hell are you, lady? It would seem my powers don't have an effect on you. I'm Siren. I've drained the others of life. But you may go as long as you do not interfere. Not a chance, baby. Why do you insist on protecting them? Because they're my friends, and the heart of the cards dictates that I step in. Don't be dazzled. Open your eyes. Yes, because slapping works. Bart's opened his eyes! Rena opened her eyes! Forrest opened her eyes! Galuf! Get ready! Alright, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna need to pause the recording really quick. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Again, it got busy for me, so I apologize. But now we are in the Siren boss fight. And while we are working on this boss fight, let me go ahead and get into my my game update, because I have been able to do quite a bit on a couple of games. So, if people are brand spanking new to the channel, first of all, welcome. And second, usually what I do in order to pass through fights and things and dungeons is just go over the games that I'm playing recently. So we're going to go ahead and start with Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. And I had an interesting kind of story moment happen. So I went back into kind of the nightmare castle that Gabriel's dealing with, and ended up with Carmilla in my dream. And that was a little shocking to me, because Carmilla is actually from the original Lords of Shadow. She was the vampire Lord of Shadow. And so it actually made it sound like she had something going with Gabriel later, which was kind of weird. But then she also wanted to be his eternal bride for all damnation and all that. And so I had to deal with a unique game mechanic where her blood actually, like, made me charmed. Galuf, we owe you our lives. I'll get into it in a second. Oh, push you. Don't blush. I ain't blushing. See, look, the sprites can laugh. Alright, so all we have to do is go through here, and we are out of the ship graveyard. So, yes, back into Lords of Shadow 2. There was a unique mechanic where, I guess, Carmilla's blood was corrupting Gabriel, and it actually made it so that if I didn't get through the whole gauntlet in time, she would forever charm me. I would forever be her mind slave. And I love the concept here, because it was not just Carmilla, but it was also Gabriel's wife, Marie. And the fact that her blood could actually heal you from this corruption. I don't like the fact that, you know, basically we had to feed off of Marie, you know, because I want to keep, like, a good image of her, but, you know, not picture her as Dracula's next victim. But I like that mechanic, and I also like the scenes that were happening there, where you could tell how tormented Gabriel has been over the events of his life. And I know that sounds weird, but you could really feel, like, his inner dilemma, where he wanted to be able to embrace his wife and be able to embrace his family, but at the same time, he is so angry at his existence. And so I like that whole moment, you know, where Marie is basically asking him, you know, what are you going to do for our son? And what are you going to do for you? And he kept on bouncing back and forth. He's like, I want to be with you, but look what I am. So I like that concept. And then we had another interesting concept in the castle, where I got to meet with little boy Trevor a little bit more. And I guess he was playing with toys, and so Gabriel acted kind of like a typical father, I guess, would in that era. And all of a sudden he picks up the Mirror of Fate, and he's like, well, it's all broken, but I want to be able to play with my toys, and I need the Mirror of Fate. So you had to go through this whole concept of going and getting pieces of the Mirror of Fate, and I've only gotten 2, I think. Yeah, 2. The first one was interesting because it brought back an old character who basically set you on your path in the first game, and it brought back, like, his brother, who was mad at Dracula because his brother had died. So that was an interesting concept. Plus, this whole fight was stealth-based, and I thought that it was pretty well done for a stealth-based kind of encounter. And then I got a second fragment. I'm not remembering too much about that, but I returned that, and then I basically got put into the real world again to go look for the next pieces of, or the next old clue. So I have to actually go back to the original cathedral that Zobek found me. And when I got there, I found kind of a hooded figure. I'm not gonna lie, he looked like something out of Assassin's Creed, but I just found that interesting that we had that little turn and we have a new character to be interested in. So that was cool, and I'm really liking Lords of Shadow at the moment. Am I liking it more than the first game? No, I'm still teetering towards the first game. I really do like what that game did. And I also, again, I actually didn't talk too much about this, so I like one other twist in lore that they've done where Zobek is offering to kill Gabriel, and the way he's offering to kill him is the only way you can truly kill Dracula, at least in this continuity, is with the very whip, the combat cross that he wielded, which is now called the Vampire Killer. So I like the little twist there, you know, where the Belmont family has always wielded the Vampire Killer, and it just so happens that the original combat cross from the first game is the Vampire Killer in this continuity. I thought that was a nice little twist that you could do. Nice little nod to the original series. We are actually getting close to a new town. I believe it's called Conoric? I might be wrong. Kerwin, that's it. And we have new village music. Oh my gosh, it's upbeat. Now, a lot of people might think that this means a grinding session. No, it actually doesn't. I will probably buy some equipment, but I do not need another grinding session until I get to the City of Walls, where the water crystal resides. Which is pretty close to here, but we have some stuff to go through first. Or maybe I did do a little bit. No, I don't think I did. Oh, I probably went in between recording sessions, so now I will be going into Kerwin to get some equipment. Because even though the inventory cap in this game is fairly big, you will always want to get weapon and armor upgrades whenever you get the chance. And you don't want to aim for just the classes that you want to use, because if you want to level up all the classes, you're going to need to work on them, which means you're going to need the equipment. Flying dragons were used in battle. Oh my gosh! There were dragon riders? Now the only one left is in Tycoon. Aww. So that was King Tycoon's dragon. Aww. The purple flowers on North Mountain are poisonous. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. It's little flecks of story here and there. The Kingdom of Walls is south of here, beyond the sea. Okay. Well, that's good. We're pretty close. There is a machine there that amplifies the power of the water crystal. That doesn't sound good. So that means it could probably speed up the destruction of the water crystal. We've got to stop it! How can we get to Walls? No more boats around here, now that the winds died down. Yeah, makes sense. I guess. And no Hydra either, baby. Aw, you made Faris sad. Sorry, Faris. Bartz, can't you think of anything? Why is it Bartz's responsibility to come up with a solution? Let's see, wind's out, ocean's out. If you rule those out, then we need to go by snow. No. If we can't use the ocean, then we're seeing him work it out. It's basically a hint on where you need to go. So if we can't use ships, we probably will need another mode of transportation. Ah, and there you go. He's using his head again. It's actually interesting what we have to go to next, because no one believes my hubby saw a dragon fly to North Mountain. There you go. So that's probably our answer. So he's drowning his sorrows upstairs in the pub. Okay. Well, now I feel bad for crazy old Maurice. This is delicious! Okay. That was pointless. A flying dragon and dragon grass? Oh man, I'm gonna be rich! What's dragon grass? Now, people might be wondering what that little path over there is. I actually have the secret ability from Thieves on one of my characters, and it will show you where a secret is in a given level or anything like that. And there's a little tip. If you want to use the world map, just press square for it. But now, we're going to go use this secret passage. Oh, look. And now we got 1,000 gold pieces for that. All right. This is probably not going to do that much. This is something that you actually want to try and do in all the towns that you find an organ. Not that kind of organ. Wow, Barts, you kind of suck. I'm getting better all the time! No, you're not. No, you're really not. So, yeah, you want to use every piano, for lack of a better term. But I tell you, I really saw it! A big dragon flew to North Mountain! Uh-huh. We believe you. What did it look like? It looked like it had armor on it or something. Okay, so clear giveaway. Father's dragon on North Mountain? What be wrong? They say dragon grass grows on North Mountain. It's the only thing... Only thing what? That will heal the dragon's wounds. The dragon might be hurt. Oh, noes! I teased the story, but it's very basic. If we can't go by sea, then... now we're starting to figure it out. We'll go by the air. Yep. We need to go help the dragon. We can make it to walls if we had a dragon. Genius! Then let's go to North Mountain, baby. There you go. So, now we have our new goal. From Kerwin, we actually need to go back to the mountain area we passed. And that's North Mountain. So, we need to go find King Tycoon's dragon. And people might be thinking I'm being insensitive and going, no, the King of Tycoon probably has a name. No. No, he really doesn't in this game. It's King Tycoon. Just like in Final Fantasy IV, it was King of Baron, King of Fabul. It just happens. Sometimes they just don't get to those names. So while we're making our way, let me go ahead and go into the next game update, which was Dragon Age Origins. Fans will be very happy because I just barely finished the main story to it. And it was pretty dang good. So where I was at was I actually needed to go to the city of Denerim and start up the Landsmeet to overthrow Loghain. And that led into a bunch of events. So first of all, I just did some random good deeds to kind of ingratiate myself. I actually got to confront Loghain, and I was not kind to him. Just because I wanted to be, you know, truthful and blunt in this game. And so I accused him of a lot of things because he did them. And it was actually kind of funny. The Arl of Redcliffe went with me, and he was not happy with my lack of tact. I was like, deal with it, dude! This guy killed off all the wardens! So I did that. I also had a special mission to go rescue Loghain's daughter, who was the current queen. And technically had been ruling in her husband's stead when he was off fighting the Darkspawn. So I went to go free her. And she's very good at being a politician, I'll tell you that much, because she got me in trouble. And the first time I did it, I actually tried to defend her. And it did nothing, and it pissed me off. I actually had to do it again because I was so mad, I accidentally pressed the button and I skipped through an entire cutscene. I'm like, but I wanted to see what happened. So I had to do it again, and at that point I was like, take her. I know how this is going to end. Which ended me up in Fort Draken, but thankfully my party went and rescued me. And then I actually sided with the queen and agreed to actually put her up on the throne, which I guess is not the recommended main story. You actually have to put Alistair up on the throne, but I felt bad for the guy because, you know, he didn't want to be king and he wanted to be a Grey Warden, and, well, we were the only 2 Grey Wardens left, so I did that wrong, but I have since been corrected on the matter, and I thought that was kind of dinky, because she technically had more leadership experience than he did. And she actually suggested that I take on Loghain, and I did. I took him on a duel to the death and ordered to kill him, which seemed harsh, but he deserved it, and thankfully that was canon. And then finally I engaged in... Oh, what happened next? So, I basically was gathering up my forces for the final battle, and then I did the final battle and found out the horrible truths about the Archdemon in the fact that a Grey Warden has to kill him, otherwise... Well, yeah, a Grey Warden has to kill him. Spoilers are out on this game. There's a 3rd game out at this point. But I got offered an interesting out, which was that Morrigan, I guess, the reason why she was put with our team is to have a child with me, and that child might actually be able to stop the whole cycle of resurrecting the Archdemon and starting the whole thing over again. So, I mean, obviously, the first thing that came to my mind, because she called it a child of an old god. Okay, I'm not the only person, I know this, that looked at that and went, so you want me to make a child of Cthulhu? Why? But apparently it is canon that you're supposed to have a child with Morrigan. At least if you're a male character, which, you know, I play male characters mostly. So I did that, and I did the final fight scene with the Archdemon. That took a couple of attempts to actually kill the Archdemon, and it was worth it, because that dragon fight was pretty dang cool, and I liked how the story went in that game. Loved the main story. I moved straight on to the DLC. The first one I tackled was Darkspawn Chronicles, I think is what it's called, where you actually will play as the Darkspawn in the Battle of Denerim, the final battle, and that was pretty cool. It was an interesting concept to actually like take out your party members as the Darkspawn and actually have a scenario where the Darkspawn won. And then the second one that I took on was Leliana's Song, which I'm just gonna say it right here and now, that was Assassin's Creed Dragon Age, right there. The whole music of the thing just kept reminding me of Assassin's Creed. And the character that she's interacting with a lot of the times just feels like Ezio to me. But it was still a good DLC. It still had a good story, tried to explain some of the backstory behind the character Leliana and what she was doing up until she joined the Chantry, and I eventually came across her. So I like that idea. I like the concept of that story. Oh, it looks like we have a story of our own. Oh no, it's a helmet. It's Father's helmet. Yeah. Oh, ow. Reyna's been poisoned. No! Reyna! Whoa, I came here looking for flying dragons, but found something better. I'm guessing that's what it's saying. Oh, even better. Dragons? Yeah, I can sell their horns for a fortune. Why, you evil person! How dare you want to make a profit? Well, if it isn't the Princess of Tycoon. Oh, crap. She'll make a wonderful souvenir. Oh, that just doesn't sound right in some cases. Ugh. Step off, you mangy cur! Now, people might get on my case for not giving Forrest a female voice. I like the pirate voice for it. So if you don't like it, sorry. Tabs. Forrest! Oops. Fall down, go boom. What the? Ooh, solid snaking your way up that mountain. Go Forrest. Grappling hook. Dink, dink, dink. Okay, now we can all come over. Just hang on, Reina. Now I'll just have to kill all of you. What a shame. Okay, and actually, we're going to go ahead and call it for this week on that fight. So when we get back, we will face this dragon hunter that tried to kill Reina.